Once you find this sheet of paper, we got to get some vocabulary down before we can get into proofs. This is all stuff that hopefully you did in the seventh, eighth grade-ish. So find this sheet of paper. It looks like this. Make sure it's this one and not the one that says number 2 up top. Um, and all this vocabulary over here. We're going to have these parallel lines cut by a transversal. That's the fancy phrase right here. And transversal is just this line that is going through these parallel lines. Okay, so like transversal. Okay. Both of those lines are called a transversal, and got some parallel lines cut by a transversal, and we just need to name what these angles are. So this first one is called a linear pair. Linear pair. And I mean, the way that I remember that is it's forming a line. This angle y and this angle x add together to give me this whole line right here. Okay, that make a straight line. So line, linear pair. Some people call these adjacent angles. You know, they're right next door to each other. And they don't necessarily look like the adjacent angles we've talked about in parallelograms and in trapezoids, that kind of stuff. But they are adjacent. They're right next to each other. But linear pair is the phrase that I want you to remember. A straight line is 180 degrees. So I could say this angle x up there plus the angle y is equal to 180 degrees. We also know that 180 degrees, two angles add together to give us 180 degrees. Supplementary. Okay. So those angles are supplementary. They add to give us 180. Number two, so I'm going to erase this line right here. Number two, these are called corresponding angles. Corresponding angles. And the way that I think about that is, we've talked about in similar figures, corresponding angles are congruent. So if these triangles are similar and, you know, this one, we say corresponds with this one right here. It's in the same spot. So when I look at these parallel lines, this angle is in the same spot as that angle, corresponding. That's the way my mind works with it. Corresponding angles, these angles are equal. So x equals y. Okay. Let's look at the next set. Number three, these are called vertical angles. And make sure you spell that correctly. Sometimes I get the vertical angles. So make sure you spell it correctly, vertical angles. The way that I have been told to, some people remember that, they look at the V and the A right here. If you're looking at vertical angles, those are vertical angles. Here's your V, and then you have A down here. So that's one way. Vertical angles can also be called opposite angles. And vertical angles just make an X pretty much. Okay, so X is equal to Y up there. This angle is the same measure as this angle. And you could do that with you could draw an X at any point. That angle is equal to that angle. That angle is equal to that angle. However you want to make your X, you could make it really skinny like that. That angle is equal to that angle. Okay. Opposite angles. Number four, these are alternate exterior angles. Okay, alternate exterior angles. And alternate meaning they're on the opposite side of that transversal, and exterior meaning they are outside of the parallel lines. So alternate meaning on opposite sides of that transversal, exterior meaning they're on the outside of those parallel lines. Okay, and they're equal. So that angle X up there is equal to that angle Y up there. So like if this was, I keep saying they're equal. If this was 100 degrees, then X is 100 degrees right here. We talked about these opposite angles, these vertical angles over here. Like if that was 40 degrees, this would be 40 degrees. Okay, let's look at these. Number 5, this is alternate interior angles. Alternate interior angles. Alternate meaning opposite sides of the transversal. Interior meaning they are inside the parallel lines. Okay, alternate interior angles are equal. So like if this was 70, then that would be 70. Number 6, these are called same side interior. Same side interior angles. Okay. Sometimes they're called consecutive, but same side interior seems to be the newest, coolest way to call them. Same side meaning same side as the transversal, and then interior meaning on the inside of the parallel lines. Same side interior angles are supplementary, meaning that x plus y is equal to 180 degrees. That makes sense. If you look at angle y right here, like it's an obtuse angle. This is an acute angle. They're not going to be equal to each other. So they're going to add together to give us 180. If y was, I don't know, 130, then that means that x would have to be 50. And I'm just making those numbers up. I'm just giving you an example. Okay. Let's look back here at the first part and just kind of give some examples. So this linear pair over here on the left side, you know, it if we said that they're equal to 180, so if x is equal to 40, then y would be 140. They got to add to give us 180. Corresponding angles, these are equal. So if this is 50, and it's not wanting to work, then this would be 50. Okay. I want you to try to do the rest of that sheet, the rest of this sheet. Push pause and finish that sheet, and then we will go over it momentarily. Okay. Number 7, those are vertical angles. Number 8, those are alternate interior angles. Number 9, those are corresponding angles. Number 10, those are same side interior angles. Number 11, those are adjacent angles. They make a linear pair. Number 12, those are alternate interior angles. Number 13, alternate exterior angles. Number 14, same side interior. Same side interior. 15, corresponding. 16, alternate interior. 17, same side interior. 18, they make a linear pair. They are adjacent angles, make a linear pair. Number 19 would be vertical angles. 20, alternate exterior angles. So let's find that other sheet that says vocabulary basics number 2. It looks like this. Vocabulary basics number 2. And once again, I have some of them over here on a slideshow, so I'm going to work through them over here. So on each of these, we want to label what they are and then figure out what the question mark or X is equal to, okay? So on number 1, it's got like 2 transversals going through there. What I see is this, and these angles make an X. Those are vertical angles. So right vertical, just to kind of reinforce the vocabulary, those are vertical angles. What do I know about vertical angles? Well, they're equal. Question mark equals 47. Done. Showed all my work. Number 2. These are same side interior. I'm not even looking at this line. That doesn't even need to be there. So I'm not even paying that any attention. So these are same side interior. Okay. And what do we know about same side interior? Well, I can look at my old sheet. I can look at my vocabulary basics, the first one sheet, and I know that the question mark that these two angles added together will give me 180. So I can say the question mark, I can make it X if I wanted to, plus 64 equals 180. I'll subtract the 64 over and get the question mark equals maybe 116. Okay. Let's look at, I think you should be able to do the front side now. So we'll go over those answers here in just a second. So push pause, try the rest of the front side, and then we'll talk about them here in a second. All right, number 3. Number 3, those are alternate interior angles. They are equal. So you should get question mark equals 71 on number 3. Number 4, those are alternate exterior angles. They are equal. Question mark equals 61. Number 5, they make a linear pair. So they're adjacent angles. So they're going to add to give me 180. I'm going to say question mark plus 119 equals 180. And then I'm going to subtract the 119 over and get 61 degrees. Question mark equals 61 degrees on number 5. Number 6, those are alternate exterior angles. Question mark equals 45. Number 7, those are same side interior angles. I'm not really looking at that. There's 3 parallel lines right there. I'm not looking at that middle one. Those are same side interior. They add together to give me 180. So I'm going to say question mark plus 106 equals 180. And I'm going to subtract the 106 over and get 74 degrees. Number 8, those are, oh man, what are those? They make a linear pair. So linear pair and question mark plus 76 equals 180. Subtract the 76 over, you get 104. So let's flip it over on the back. Let's look at the back real quick. So number 9, these are alternate exterior angles. Okay, let's just write maybe alternate exterior so that we know what we're talking about. Alternate exterior angles are equal. So I've got 21x minus 1 equals 5 plus 20x. Okay, I'm just going to solve that. I'm going to take the 20x over here. That would be 1x minus 1 equals 5. I'm going to add the 1 over to the other side and get x equals 6. Okay. Number 10, those are same side interior. They're going to add together to give me 180 degrees. So I've got 10x plus 20 plus 3x plus 17 equals 180. And I got some stuff on the left side that I can just combine like terms. So I got 10x plus 3x. That's 13x plus 37 equals 180. Going to subtract the 37 over. 13x equals, what is that, 143? Divide by 13, x equals 11, I believe. Okay. How about you try the rest of that side and push pause right now, and we will talk about them momentarily. All right, number 11. Those are alternate exterior angles. They're equal. I'd say 18x equals 17x plus 5. I'd subtract the 17x over and get x equals 5. Number 12. Those are corresponding angles. They're in the same spot. So they are equal. 18x equals 17x plus 6. Subtract the 17x over, you get x equals 6. Number 13. These make a linear pair. They're equal to 180. So you got to add them to give you 180. So I'm going to say x plus 73 plus 123 plus x equals 180. All right, so then on the left side of our equation, we combine our like terms. That would be 2x plus 196 equals 180. I would subtract the 196 over and get 2x equals negative 16. Oh no. When I divide by 2, I get negative 8, I believe. Why is that okay? Well, that's okay for x, because when I plug x into this top part, 123 plus negative 8, that's 115. And then negative 8 plus 73 is 65. 65 plus 115 is 180, so we're all good. X can be negative. It's okay. The angle won't be negative, but the x value can be negative. Number 14, these are alternate interior angles. I'm not even looking at that middle one. The middle parallel line there. I'm looking at the two outside ones. Alternate interior angles. That means 9x minus 4 equals 50. I'd add the 4 to the other side and get 9x equals 54. Divide by 9, and I would get x equals 6.